Hey, this episode is going to be a little different for our guest. He's used to interviewing and interrogating people.
I've been known to, yes.
Mike, you want to tell them who we got here?
Pops is probably the most tireless promoter of independent comic books I know. His CRoMCon is on almost every day, and he has the stamina of a marathon runner, because Pops will go on air for 6 to 8 hours a day, and he'll have guest after guest after guest. He books them sometimes weeks in advance, and you have shows when you go through 50 guests in a day, don't you, Pops?
We've had some huge ones, but we've definitely toned it back to, it's like I'll do the weekend show, okay, the Kromcon, the last weekend of every month, which is my monthly event, right? Yeah. I mean, because I do weekly shows and launch parties and countdowns and special editions. If somebody wants to come out and their schedule doesn't fit with our show schedules, I'll make a time for them. I'll come out and do a special edition, But Kromcon is the big one. We start the last Friday of the month, and we go with a paneled, special show that night, and then all day Friday or all day Saturday and all day Sunday, it's one guest after another from noon to midnight, and usually by the time we're done, we've talked to 40 or 50 people, and I'm sleep deprived, and I'm and the problem with it is that I have a Monday show and a Tuesday show. So I come off a Kromcon and I got to get up the next day and put together another show, and I got to put together another show the next day. So I really go from Friday to Wednesday on that weekend.
Wow.
Friday through Tuesday, and I don't get a break till Wednesday, and my butt hurts, and I love what I do, man, and it's because of people like Mike. Okay.
Yeah.
Pops is a tireless promoter of independent comics, and he's open to anyone, and he does it because he loves the art form, and that's the only reason, as far as I know.
Yeah. Well, it's like I tell everybody. You see behind me on the wall, you can see the all the comic books, signed books, and boxes, and filing cabinets, and I've been a lifelong fan of comics, and people like Mike Barron have given me a lifetime of entertainment. Okay. When Emerald City went down in 2020, I had this little tiny Facebook group, like 400 or 500 people. It was like, but a lot of creatives, and a lot of them were talking about how they had a table at this con or this con or this con, and they're all going down, and they're not even getting their money back. And they had, money invested in travel expenses and hotels and everything, right? And they don't have a way to make any money.
Yeah.
No tables. So I started doing Kromcon. Well, I asked Brian Polito, because he had a table at Emerald City, obviously. I said, Brian, what are you going to do? And Brian said, I'm just going to ship everything home and have a big old sale next weekend. And he has the kind of fan base where he can pull that off, right?
Yeah.
Sell that merch anyway. So it worked great for him, but I have all these other friends that don't have that kind of pull or whatever, that kind of help behind the scenes to make things happen. And Kromcon was born. And Mike knows this is the amount of organizational experience that I brought to the table in April of 2020. This is the actual guest list. And if you can see, the final guest was Brian Polito.
Nice.
Okay, but this is a who's who of awesomeness. Mark McKenna, Keith Williams, Jack Purcell, Adam Fields, Will Quinton, Brian Silverbacks, James Avila, Will Conrad. There was just so many awesome people on this. And for some reason, Mike wasn't at the first one, but he's been at damn near every single one since then.
It's funny.
Yeah, as long as you catch me early in the day, right, Pops?
Well, I mean, it's worked out wonderfully. I've had a lot of great help, great co-hosts over the last 2 years to help me do it. Right now, my CromCon co-host is Doc Blaylock, and he said to tell you hi, Mike. He told me about little experience he had when he met Mike on our show, and he was like, so what are your influences? He totally had a fanboy moment, didn't know what to ask, just went to the. He said to tell you sorry and to say hi.
Well, that's fine. I'm always happy to discuss my influences.
Yeah.
It was great, but you guys, I mean, Mike really had a lot to do with me really becoming a promoter, though. When Reddit went after Florida Man, Pops blew a fuse. Okay, yeah. I really did. I was like, you can't do that to my friends. And I went out and I shared that book all over everywhere. And I brought Mike on shows, and I got Mike on other shows. And I was like, you don't let them we're not going to let them do this to you. And they keep trying. And
it's one little administrator at Reddit, whom I think is a teenager, but for some reason he doesn't like me. Somebody told him I was a racist or something. And I can't post a thing on Reddit. Nothing. I can post "Have a nice day," and they say, "We're sorry, you can't post."
We can't mention you on Reddit either. We get blocked too. I never went on there because they made me mad that day. And I've never used the website, never once, because you can't do that to people. You don't take food off people's plate. If you don't want to promote somebody, that's fine, but you don't go encourage other people not to. And I mean, there's a point you have to just like leave people alone, and let them do what they do. Mike wasn't breaking any laws. Mike wasn't doing anything to encourage any kind of bad on anybody. He was making Florida Man. It was a funny book.
I'll tell you why I think I was banned is because the very first post I made was about my biker novel.
Yeah.
And I said that Josh Pratt was a reformed motorcycle hoodlum who went to prison and found God.
Yeah. And they lost their
mind. That was it.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a book he wrote. We're not talking about Mike went to prison and found God.
Yeah.
It's sad, and the state of the industry now is we have to work together to overcome the stupid that is running things right now. I mean, and I love seeing it. I love seeing it like the Twitter when somebody posts something and it gets retweeted, and it's their campaign. It's not some about Will Smith or Biden, but when the support is for our campaigns and for each other, everybody's going to benefit. Let's get Mike Barron trending. Let's get Enter the Cromniverse trending. Who cares what Will Smith did? He is an actor. He gets paid to create ratings.
I'm surprised. Well, I'm not really surprised, but that should be a career ender for him.
In the normal world, Mike, this is bizarro world we're living in.
Yeah, I know.
Every freaking thing is backwards, man.
Well, they are thinking of charging him with assault. But it's up to the Academy Board. It's not up to the police, which is
the state's supposed to pick up the charges anyway. Yeah. The state's supposed to. If somebody hits their wife and their wife says, "I don't want to press charges," dude still goes to jail and gets charges, don't he? It's the way it is. I mean, unless you're an elitist or it was an act.
Well, we're not going to let Will Smith hijack this show here.
The whole thing, you know what I'm saying? The whole thing is just bizarro world right now.
Jeff has a comic he does called Pistol Fist, which is a Revolutionary War comic.
Really?
Yeah. One of many. That's
how
one's
come
been.
They don't see this in the madness. Don't forget what I do here now. Promote books, guys.
Well, I don't think you've met until today.
Yeah, and honestly, it's been like 15 years since it came out, and I did a anniversary edition that I did. So, but yeah, there may be some more stuff with that, and there's other things in the works.
Not my dog.
Yeah, probably mine.
Like I say, usually I'm the one that asks questions. It's hard to break that. it's hard for me to break that right now. So
we can sit here and you can ask yourself questions if you want, and you can
no, I'll
answer
talk
yourself.
about Mike all day long. That's my problem. It's like I was a huge fan of Mike before I met Mike, and then when I met Mike and actually realized how many different places he is in this room.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know how many credits he had. I knew he was Punisher. That was my Mike. Okay.
Right.
And then I look around the room and it's like there's Baron here and Baron there and Baron freaking everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, hi Ann, how you doing?
Is it Pops?
Yeah.
Pops.
Oh,
Yes, Jeff.
Yeah, I know Jeff. Hi, Pops.
How you
Thank
doing?
You for all your support of my. Oh, he's so sweet. Thank you for all your support for Mike. Thanks.
I love Mike. And you guys rock. You know what's up.
He loves you too, baby.
Oh.
Yeah, look, I always had to check with Dan, make sure Mike remembers.
Yeah.
Mike's got a show this weekend.
Yep.
So Pops, how many followers does the CRomCon Facebook page have? Are you up to your limit?
The Facebook group, I don't think groups have a limit. See, I made the group purposely because the pages they monitor,
Right.
and they try to monetize. Groups are just groups of people, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't really do anything with the page, but the group itself, we're at right about 2,500 people, and that's two and a half years.
Yeah.
Since I made the group. And when I made the group, like I said, it was just in the beginning, it was look what I got, guys. You know, and you'd show stuff off. Look what I got. Then when COVID happened, obviously it became a promotion and networking group. And then it started to grow. Okay. More and more people, more fans, more creators, everybody started to join. And I mean, it's, you know, every now and then you can tell when Facebook calls the herd.
Yeah.
It'll, you know, you'll lose 200-300 people at once because they went through and killed all the inactive accounts or whatever.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's been steady growth. And then I did, you know, join the Twitter and set up the YouTube channel. And, you know, before I was doing it I've been on 2 different platforms where I was doing my show on somebody else's platform. And then finally it was like, I need to do this myself. You know, it's like, I can't operate the madness under somebody else's rule. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
You know, CRoM has to be in charge of what he's running, you know. It's his show, baby.
Well, we've been told for years that CRoM doesn't care.
Yeah.
Well, and he doesn't, to a point.
We have to point out that Pops CRoM is different from Robert E. Howard's CRoM.
May or may not be. We've never seen him. We've never seen him. We don't know. CRoM is the mascot of the comic related madness. Obviously, it's an acronym, CRM. Okay. When the group started to get some traction, and people started to join, it was like, okay, we need a logo for the group. And we had a group logo contest. And Edwin Artexpedio won the contest with obviously the round one that everybody sees. Do I have? Yeah, I have it on my hat right up here.
I see it, but could you bring that up separately? Our computer skills are limited, at least mine are, but maybe you can bring it up and put it on your screen.
Let me see what I can do for you, Mike. You know me. I'm not much better at this than you guys are.
Yeah.
Might have been doing it just slightly longer, but
Well, Jeff is Einstein compared to me.
horrible all the same. Let's see.
I'm still learning StreamYard though.
There it is. Now I can share it. Okay. So yeah, it's the madness, the logo for the comic related madness. Now, Edwin Badillo drew that, and the whole group voted, and that was the one that won. And that was the day CRoM was born. He had never been seen before. There was no concept of him. He wasn't created as a comic book character. He was the part of the madness logo that we've used ever since as our trademark logo for the comic related madness Facebook group. So here we go. People start drawing CRoM. Now I have a huge file of different for CRoM, and if you look at the enter the Cromniverse. Let's see. Let me pull that one up. Stop sharing this one and pull up that one. If you look at the campaign page, you will see tons of, well, not tons of, but a lot of the fan art that we've acquired recently since we decided to do this. But I have a whole file of fan art that people have drawn of CRoM, the little green dude with the bad attitude. Okay? He is a literal internet troll. He was born on Edwin's tablet with the powers to control pretty much anything involved with the internet. If something's been referenced on it, he can go there. He can play with files. He can do all kinds of stuff. He can, corrupt the internet on other planets if there's any kind of connection. Voyager's out there just connecting him to the whole universe, right? So he can connect to any. You wrote about Florida Man, right, Mike? And you got files in your computer, right?
Yep.
CRoM could appear in those files at any time.
He may appear in the next novel. Who knows?
He could. That's what I'm saying. He can appear anywhere if he can access it through the internet. So that means time and space are no barriers to him. Okay. Hex Allen's book, Nephilim Squadron. I don't know what planet that takes place on, but CRoM is there because he can access that universe through Hex's files. You see what I'm saying? So this is a fun book where I gave everybody that premise. He can pop in and create havoc through the internet in your universe. Do whatever you want with him.
So in that respect, he's like a gremlin.
Well, he's a troll, though. He's an internet troll because he trolls people too. You'll see in Brian Kriskow's story, and you'll see in Doc's story that he is a literal internet troll. The idea was, they came to me and they're like, "Pops, you got to do this." I'm showing Brian all this fan art. I'm like, "Look at all the people, all the different people that have drawn CRoM. It's so cool." He's like, "Pops, you got to do something with this." No,
aren't you doing a CRoM comic too?
Well, that's it. It could turn into the Adventures of CRoM. It could turn into something of his own. But right now, this is more of a promotional tool. You know me. I promote everybody. I got as many people involved as this is possible, and I get to talk about all of them at once.
Mike wants you to do a CRoM NFT.
We actually have 4, but yeah.
Wow.
You can purchase them with ADA, baby. Come on down.
He's all over it.
We did that. We jumped on that right away, but I don't know where you go to market that stuff. I'm coming.
Yeah.
We you know what, Jeff, we got to get Mike Miller on this show.
Yeah.
Smiller? I've talked. The guy who made ours made them very in depth with long lines of metadata, and he is actually classified as a male internet troll in the metadata. He's literally got to be the first literal internet troll with that title. As far as a character goes.
Yeah.
But, we try to dabble in everything and have as much fun as possible. So when that presented itself, of course, I jumped right in. Yeah, I got some artists, got some art, and we made a few of them. Do you remember the Hollow Kromcon, Mike? The logo for Hollow Kromcon, the pumpkin CRoM?
No.
It was back in October. It was the promo card that we used for the Halloween Kromcon
Oh,
show.
Yeah, I remember.
That one is actually limited to 25 serial numbered NFTs with different backgrounds. Each one of them is unique.
Have you sold it?
No. So it's one thing to have them made or make them. It's another thing to know where to market them.
Yeah.
I'm a guy. I don't know crap about that stuff, So eventually somebody will go, "Hey man, I know where you can sell those," and I'll sell them.
Yep.
But I don't have time for that. I'm a comic guy. Okay, and it was just like with this project, this anthology, when they came to me and they're like, Pops, you need to do this. I was like, no, I don't. I promote comics. I promote everybody, and I'm not taking on this huge project that would take away the time that I dedicate to promoting comics. Okay,
Right.
so I told Ryan, I said, you run the campaign. You get RJ to handle fulfillment. So I don't got to do nothing but talk about comics.
Yeah.
And we'll do this. Now, you know, we had a couple of stumbling blocks early, and we brought in Anthony Vermano from Dark Gift Comics to help run the campaign. And it is, obviously, it has kicked off. It kicked off Friday, and we're about 20% funded, but we got over 20 people involved in this. I know each one of these guys has more than one fan.
Yeah.
Oh, Pops, feel free to post that on my page.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Actually, though, I mean, I'm respecting when Ann asked in the beginning if we keep it mic related, so I've always kept it mic related.
Well, just send me a link then. I'll post it.
Yeah.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. There's a lot of groups that let me like drop the link to Kromcon, where the last week of every month I'm dropping 5 different links in their group over the weekend, right?
Right.
There's a lot of people that are really cool about letting me do that because they realize that I'm promoting a lot of people at once over that weekend.
Right.
And they don't have no problem helping to support those people. And then there's other groups that are like, hey, man, you can't self-promote here. And I'm like, not even talking about me. This is about all these other creators. Look at the guest list. You know? It ain't about self-promoting Pops. Pops is about promoting everybody. And CRoM sign up is a first come, first served thing. There's no, I mean, you got to be royalty to reserve a spot ahead of time. I know we have Brian for April because he was at the first one. He came out for the first anniversary. He's coming back out for the second anniversary. And yes, I went ahead of time and went, hey, Brian, you want to come out next month? Because, you know, second anniversary. And he was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm there. And, you know, so at least one person signed up for April, but nobody else gets to sign up till next Tuesday. Mike, know you're in. You know how to say that. You know, like I said, royalty, you know, they're going to get their spot, man. We're going to find a spot or make a spot. I'll ask somebody else to move. They'll still get their spot, but I'll ask somebody else to move. Hey, I need Mike at 4, dude. Can you move to 8? It's too late for Mike. He'll be in bed. You know?
Yeah.
I'm only good for 5 minutes at a time anyway.
Hey, you've already been here longer than I've seen you in a while.
That's funny.
I got to show up for my own show.
Yeah.
You were really good about that, though, man. Everybody loves that about you. Poop, and he's gone. They'll always, you know, it's like,
I don't see how these other guys can do these live streams for 4 hours at a stretch.
3 and 4 hours. Yeah.
Because they ain't getting no work done. Like,
they are getting work done because they're artists. You can draw and do the show at the same time, but a writer can't do the show and write.
You can't. I get it. Now, I mean, some of these guys, this is how they built their audience, though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they've been out here talking to people for a few years. That's how they built their audience. My channel, you know, we've done pretty good for a little over a year since I started doing all my shows on my own network. You know,
do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Yes.
YouTube channel.
You mentioned that. Yep.
Comic Talk with Pops Van Zant. And, you know, I mean, hey, the YouTube is the hardest grind. Okay. Yeah. It's the hardest grind. It's the hardest one to get people to subscribe to. And you know, YouTube runs through there and clears out people left and right.
Yeah.
So no matter how close or how high you get, you know, they're going to come and they're going to once a year or something. They're just going to come take half of your anyway. You know?
Yeah.
So
that's worth it because it's a good place for people to find you. So
right. And not only that, but like StreamYard has made it extremely easy for me to be able to promote on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter all at the same time. Or if it's a draw stream, then we do it on Twitch.
Right.
You know? But I mean, come on, man. StreamYard has really made it easy for all us old guys to figure this out and be able to go live and do this. Just using the YouTube studio, I looked at that and I was like, yeah, right. You know, had no idea where to start. They want you editing and all. I don't do none of that. I come out here live and I do my show live. I don't know how you guys do the recorded editing. You know, I mean,
I don't either.
you pretty much do this whole show. You just record it and put it up, right? You don't edit too much.
It depends. It depends on if we get too far off track or something, or
I mean, you can edit Will Smith out. That's cool. I'm good with that.
yeah. So when did you get into? I mean, you mentioned Punisher and stuff, so we know you know about like Marvel and DC and everything. When did you first like get into indie comics and like kind of independent creators?
Should I tell him, Mike? Should I tell him?
Sure.
Do you know Freak Brothers, my friend?
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah, he's brought this up a couple times on the show. So
I love the Freak Brothers.
I am very underground. I was very underground. We had Feds and Heads. We had Daler McDobe. We had all those that you could buy at the head shop.
Yeah.
And back then, you know, I mean, I'm talking 70s and 80s head shop.
Right.
Okay, where it was still very illegal. You couldn't talk about weed in the building, right? It was water pipe and it was tobacco pipe and it was, you know, things were really strict. They couldn't sell to you if you said the wrong words.
Right.
You know, so but then right over there was a rack of comic books that said all those words over and over.
I love all that shit. I ate it all up. You know that the Freak Brothers have a cartoon show now.
Yes,
Hulu.
yes.
It's
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, you know, they got talent involved. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Man.
I like that they brought them to the future, but they're still them. You know. Did you see the episode where they discovered the dispensary?
I only watched the first one. Then I started to watch the second one, which had marijuana growing out of Fat Freddy's ass. And you know, I just
look. You get a little farther in, and they're standing outside of a dispensary, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to find some weed in the future.
Yeah, that's funny
because they're in the future now, right? And they're trying to be, and somebody walks out, you know, it's like heaven. You know, it's like the dispensary closed and shit. Come on, all my life, Mike, as an advocate for legalization of marijuana, when they finally started doing it, that was a victory for me. You know,
would you have legal shops in Michigan?
Oh yes. I'm actually trying to get a dispensary ad in the Cromdiverse book, and for an actual dispensary. You know the old Marble Hostess ads.
Oh, nice.
Crom slides by and slips the criminal some buds, and you know, but right in front of a dispensary, so you can have like the dispensary name on the window of the building or whatever, and have it be an actual ad for a real dispensary.
That's not a bad idea.
I know. I'm gonna do it if I can get somebody to let me do it.
Go to your local dispensary.
Well, I talked to the one that I just went to last week. I talked to them and I got the email address of the owner, and I'm gonna see what I can. But anybody, if you're listening and you own a dispensary or work in a dispensary, talk to the boss. Just send them my way, man. You know, I'll put 2-3 of them in there if it's a real, actual business. You know, because I think that would just be kind of cool and go along with the theme. The one thing we forgot to mention is that Krom steals weed. That's one of his quirks. Okay, you know, he curses in binary because everybody, you know, falls back on their native language when they lose it and they're cursing, right?
Yeah.
You've heard the old Italians just go from American into Italian just like that when they're cursing, right? So when Krom's cursing, he lapses into binary, so there's no bad words in the book.
That's funny.
You know, there may be slight possible little bit of nudity because some of these guys are just, you know, a little bit crazy, but
yeah,
nothing, no porn and like
right.
that. I mean, it's like but it's funny. The whole thing is designed to make you laugh. Like Mike says, you got to entertain people. I learned a lot from Dude. over the last couple of years since I met Mike. I've learned a lot paying attention to him, not just from rereading some of his books,
Right.
and catching a little bit of style, because I'm not a writer by any means, but I do understand what works as far as an audience. Because I am the audience, okay, and I know what grabs me by the throat, as Mike likes to say. He's got some great sayings.
Jeff, do you have legal marijuana in Florida?
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah.
See,
Pretty sure.
I don't smoke it, so I don't know. But yeah, there's and I don't know where the line is for like the medical marijuana and the I mean, there's
in Colorado, it's been incredibly successful, and they're getting a lot of revenue out of it, and it's not a ripoff. But in California, the regulations are so onerous and the taxes are so high that they can't sell legal marijuana, and everybody continues to buy their marijuana on the black market.
Yeah. And in Michigan, it's like, I mean, it's 50-50, you know? It's like, if the old dude's got something good, why go anywhere else, you know? But if he ain't, you got a store to go to, right? If you ain't got nothing, you go store, right? But they have, quite a wide variety of stuff now. It ain't like it was back in the day where it was, I mean, you can get candy and everything now. It's crazy. Candy and cookies. And
the gummy bears and stuff.
He says that once the one time I purchased medical marijuana, I think it was 50 years ago, they gave me a complimentary little bag of caramel corn, which is it was like this big.
Right.
Oh, complimentary caramel corn. I'll just eat it all. And I did. Just like that. So what possible effect could it have? It laid me out. I couldn't move for like 14 hours. I was just lying on my back. What happened?
And see, I'm still looking for that kind of stuff. Something knocked me out. No, what Mike says about me having, the energy to do this.
Yeah.
Man, it's all in here. It's all here. I don't do any kind of big pharma. I don't do any kind of drugs. I do smoke weed. I mean, but I'm doing that to try and calm down, because I'm just naturally wired, man.
Yeah.
These doing the marathon show. I remember the first one. Okay, we did all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and on Monday I was wiped out. And I had to do a show on Monday. And I was like, how the hell am I going to get back in that chair? My back hurt. My legs hurt. I've been in this chair for 36 hours, It was like out of 72, And it was like, how am I going to do this? And I just willed myself to do it. And then I started, the weekly shows, and I kept Kromcon as a monthly thing. I've never, ever missed a show I scheduled since I started doing this. I don't care how I feel. If I'm not feeling it, it doesn't matter. I have to come out here and do this chosen thing that I decided to do, which is promote people. And I can't tell somebody, hey man, can we like reschedule and do this tomorrow? Or, you know what I mean? It's like, I can't let people down like that. I put that schedule out there. I do Monday Madness at 4:00 every Monday. I got to have guests on Monday, and I got to be there on Monday. If I'm not there, I'm dead or in jail, y'all. Okay, just letting you know.
I have to point out that Pops is on Eastern Time for some reason, although he lives in Michigan, so it's very confusing.
Yeah, and the way time changes. I lived in Arizona for 35 years. Our time didn't change at all. Everybody else, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like all weird.
Yeah. Have you always had that much energy when you were growing up and everything too?
Yeah, I mean, I played softball on a league until I was 47 or 48 years old. It's like I've always wanted to do stuff.
Right.
I play golf. I still play golf, and I don't play golf from the senior tees. I'm back there with my son and his boys, right? Hitting it from the championship tees, because I ain't giving up yet.
Yeah.
I haven't got down to where I could barely swing a club. I ripped the club, right? Mike knows you when you get older. It's like staying in shape has a lot to do with how you feel.
Yeah.
Now I don't work out and they're like my son does or anything. I got a little barbell here, and but I don't work out like my son does and all that. But you have to be in shape mentally and physically to succeed at anything. People look at you, and how you appear to them has a lot to do with their appeal. You guys know we're all blinded by
Right.
the covering, no matter what it is, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's blinded by that. The identity politics, all the stupid stuff. I'm a old rock and roll, old rock and roller, man. I grew up on Nugent and Aerosmith and Jimi Hendrix, and
Did you see Hendrix?
No, I didn't get to see Hendrix. No, I got to see Zeppelin though. I did
That's
get to
good
see
enough.
the original Zeppelin. So, but no, Jimmy didn't come our way
I saw Hendrix.
when I was old enough to actually go to concerts. He was already, same with Skinner. Right when I was just starting to get old enough to go to concerts, we lost some good people. That I never got to
Called
see.
the 27 Club.
Yeah, that I never got to see. But at the same time, I've been blessed. I got to work for a radio station, and I got to meet a bunch of my heroes in rock and roll. Been backstage at dozens of concerts and hung out with some cool people. So,
Do you still go out to live music?
I live in Booney Town now. There is no live music.
There's
One
no
of the remarkable
music.
things about Fort Collins is it's exploding with music. There are more bands here than there are in Madison, Wisconsin, from where I moved. And Madison is 2 or 3 times the size.
The last time I was at a bar, I was the music. It was karaoke, and yeah, I ain't afraid. I ain't afraid to get up there and sing, boy. I ain't got the voice I had when I was young, but I ain't afraid. I'll go up there and do it.
Do you have a go-to song you like to do?
I have a lot of go-to songs. I like to do Old Kiss because it's easy. Okay, it's really easy to sing Strutter and songs like Cool Gin and stuff like that. It's easy to sing, but then there's stuff like I like Zakk Wylde, Heaven and Hell.
Yeah.
Very slow. Your voice has to carry the song type of song.
Right. Yeah.
I like Turn the Page. I like to sing that. There's a few that are classics that when you sing them, people they like it, even if you fuck up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's for me getting out in front of people just like this, doing shows like this, stuff like this. It's, I guess, always been part of me because when I worked on the radio, when I was working on the radio, I wasn't even a DJ. My friend was the DJ, but he didn't want to be a DJ because he was a production manager. His job was to make commercials and commercial spots and stuff. Right. And they wanted him to do a show on Saturdays. And he's like, Saturday is the only day nobody's there and I can get work done without being interrupted every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So he asked me to come in and just, pull music for him, do all the stuff.
Yeah.
And pop in once in a while and say something. And Pa Bell had control of the show. And that's what they called me, Pa Bell. Do you remember Mountain Bell, Mike?
Yeah.
Remember when I was Pa Bell on the phones, dude. I answered the phones, took the request, talked to people. And Rob was in the production booth making commercials for the next week, doing his job, right? We had a blast. I got to meet so many cool people. I got to interview cool people. I got to hang out with people.
Tell us some of the people you met.
Lonesome Dave and the guys from Foghat. The original 4 from Foghat. We interviewed them live on the air. I even dubbed their music industrial metal. And Lonesome Dave loved it. He's like, industrial blues metal. I like it. And he said, and those guys those guys are all so cool. Alice Cooper, Ted Nugent,
Did you meet Alice Cooper?
Oh, more than once. I lived in Phoenix for 35 years. I played golf.
Oh, yeah.
He has a club there. I mean, you run into Alice all over town if you frequent the same circles,
Yeah.
I saw him once.
He's amazing. I seen him way too many times. The last time I saw him, he was doing a short spot in between the second and third period at a Coyotes game, where he just came out with the band and did a couple songs real quick, right in between periods, and he come out after doing that. At the same time, I was walking around in the concourse, and we just like ran into each other, and he's like, "Pat, what are you doing here?" And I was like, "Well, I'm a hockey fan." He's like, "You didn't come here to see me?" I said, honestly didn't go. But yeah, he's cool. Ace Frehley. I met Ace Frehley and Peter Criss, his band After Kiss, Chris Cat.
Yeah.
They had come to town, and those guys were all cool. And it's just rock and roll, man. Scorpions, Klaus Meine, he's about this tall. He walks by and he high fives me, and I'm like this. It's not like this, like the rest of the band. Ding, ding, ding. I'm going down here for Klaus.
Did you see the Scorpions just came out with a new album?
Dude, those guys were amazing back in the day. Now I haven't heard them.
It sounds very similar to their other stuff. The older stuff is better. I mean, as far as just a little more catchy and stuff, but it's very similar to it.
They got to be old. They're barely out there now.
I couldn't believe. I mean, it was literally like 3 or 4 weeks ago that their new album came out, and I was like, "What?"
Oh, I'm gonna have to go look for that. I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Do you have vinyls? Do you have a bunch of vinyls at your house, or no?
I sold all my vinyl. I could kick myself.
I had, I'm 58 and I've gone through many collections of different, but I've also, had been relieved of much stuff over the years involuntarily. I did want to show this though. Have you seen this, Mike? Have you seen this?
Oh, nice.
Who did that?
Jim O'Reilly, bro.
Nice.
I got the pencils and the inks, and they are up on the campaign for sale. In one of the tiers, you get the book, and you get both the pencils and the inks.
Cool.
Nice.
We have the original art from the trading cards we'll be adding to the campaign. I don't know.
Steranko homage.
Yes. It's a chromage, bro.
Chromage.
It's crom. Okay, it's a chromage. But we have some good plans for stretch goals. We got to get the funded before we worry about that. But did you see the little Canadian Shield beady thing that Dojo Kun had on the Toro Tales anthology?
I probably did.
It was like a little thing made out of beads, but it was like his hero, right? The Canadian Shield. They made it so the thing had a shield and arms and legs and whatnot. I'm thinking of having them made some little CRoM beadies made, but originally what these are is actually roach clips. Okay, they're called beadies, but they're roach clips. And of course, Dojo took the roach clip off his, and it was just his hero. But I was thinking, we got CRoM rolling paper, we got CRoM roach clip, and we're gonna have some pretty cool stretch goals. This is definitely a Freak Brothers campaign. I've also been talking to Justin indirectly, occasionally, about CRoM Smokes crossover.
Mike? Justin and I are going to do we're going to try and do a live broadcast this weekend from the Wicked West Comic Expo with Jeff's technical help, if we can pull it off. Yeah. If we do it, we can. If we don't, I'm not going to worry about it. We do have some exciting guests. Zach Howard is going to be there. I think Michael Montemore might be there too.
Oh, see, now I got his art right there too. I got some Monty. I got some Monty on my wall. Yeah, that dude's amazing.
Yeah, he does everything. He paints, he draws, and he sculpts.
And he does comic books because I got some of his books too.
Yep.
Yeah, we promoted the heck out of his campaign too. I like Monty. I found out about Monty through Brian, obviously through Brian Polito doing his work with Lady Death, and been a big fan of his. Him and Brian were actually two of the original 100 members of the Comic Related Madness.
Wow.
They were like in the original, the original group, man. When it first started, when it wasn't a promotional group, when it was just a bunch of people going, look what I got. Those guys were in it, because Brian, obviously, he also collects comics.
Yeah.
And, he loves to show off the stuff. When he gets something cool, he likes to show it off too. And it was a perfect group for that. Now, of course, it's a promotional group, and he comes out and he shows us those videos about Lady Death.
Yeah.
Everything progresses. You got to, I'm trying to bring everybody to one place and make it easy for YouTubers to find comic book content, if that's what you do, to make it easy for the comic book creators to find YouTube shows to go on. Okay, if everybody's posting your shows in the madness and all you guys are posting your links to your campaigns in the madness, all y'all got to do is take a minute to look in the madness, and everybody can find whatever you need. If it's an artist, an editor, a flatter, a writer, promotion, whatever it is, a campaign manager, somebody to help you run a campaign if you've never done it before. Everything you can think of is available in the madness when it comes to networking and promotion. And I've seen some great collaborations come out of it too. So, it's all fun, man. It's got to be fun. Right, Mike?
Yeah.
Got to be fun, right?
Everything should be fun. Everything isn't fun, but everything should be fun.
Everything should be fun, yes.
We have a saying, attitude is everything.
Did you see this guy, Mike?
Oh, nice.
Cindy Kep made this for me.
Nice.
Right? And then when we did the campaign, I asked her, I said, could you make some more of these? We could put them up on as a tier on the campaign. And she's making 5 more, but she did not make a pattern for this when she did it. So now she's making 5 of them. She's going to make a pattern so she can make more if people want them. But 4 of them are already claimed off the campaign. There's only 1 left.
Cool.
So these are a hit. Get your little baby CRoM, yo. There's only 1 left.
Oh, yeah. Those crochet things are pretty popular.
Yeah. I mean, plushies, all that, it's
Yeah.
like, these are handmade. She does shoulder dragons, big, long shouldered, all kinds of stuff, man. Her Cindy Kep is awesome, yo. Go check her out too. You see, promoting is in my blood. I can't come out and talk about me without talking about Doc and Anthony and this whole freaking list of people involved in this project. We got Eric Hodson, Lakeem Amir, Glenn Fleming, Ryan Nish, Daniel Monroe, Paul Gomez, Manny Soto, Edwin, Artex Badillo, Brian Christgau. Oh, man, I have to take a breath. Hex Allen.
I'm going on Brian Christgau's show as soon as we end this.
Yeah, cool. Brian's a good dude. Good friend of mine. I love that dude. We got Specs Thompson, Tank Ferret. We got Nick Choifalo that made the shoes, doing shoes, CRoM shoes for the campaign.
I got the shoes.
You love the shoes,
Hang
bro.
on a minute.
The guy that made those shoes is cousin me. I introduced him to Mike. He's a huge fan of Mike's. Like, he was fanboying about meeting Mike. He's like, "Can I make you some shoes?" I was supposed to be first, damn it. But no, I was good with that. Yeah, make Mike Barron some shoes, dude. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
got Rich Parada doing sketch cards.
Not
Simon
you guys.
Potier is going to do something.
My
I'm not
furniture.
sure what yet. We got a retail bundle. We got a Bill Mouse interior cover on the book. We got trading cards. We got Pedro Ong doing some animation for the trailer when we get the trailer up. Oh, there they are. Look at that. You see what I'm saying? Nick makes, and tell him, that's real on there, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, he paints them.
That ain't coming off, is it?
No.
That ain't coming off, yo. Those shoes are made so you can wear them.
Shoes were made for walking. That's just what they'll do.
Dude. You like them, Mike?
Love them. I was afraid to wear them, but I'm going to wear them this weekend.
I can't wait to get mine. I'm going to wear mine at the con the weekend following because I'll be at Grand Rapids Comic Con. But, yeah, we got Pedro Ong is doing some CRoM anime for the trailer we're about to drop.
Oh,
I mean, there's
nice.
just so many people involved in this, and then people like Jim O'Reilly that just donated a piece of art. Uh, just way too much fun.
You
You
want
got,
one of these, Pops?
of course I do.
Badger
Okay.
figure.
Dude, what do you want? Oh, okay, look, Mike, look, anything you ever want to send me, you don't have to ask if I want it. What you have to ask yourself is, how bad does Pop wants this? You
Well, I
see?
got a lot of junk here, Pops. It's not really worth anything, but it would probably cost too much to ship it to you.
Well, I'm just saying, you don't ever have to ask because the answer is always going to be, yeah. Most definitely. And you saw how Tank added the badger to the Chromtastic collage too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. And Jeff, I'm sending you a copy of The Architect.
Yeah, great.
Oh.
He see, this is an inside joke between us because every time he sends me stuff, he includes a copy of The Architect because he forgets that he sent it to me.
Sounds about right. That's the Mike I know.
So
Yeah.
that's why I tease him about I didn't know I had a subscription to that one graphic novel that I just keep getting the same one over and over.
I can say though, that one of the things I loved about Mike is right in the beginning, him and I were talking, and we were talking about signatures and how old school you put it inside. You don't scribble on the freaking art,
I
you know,
know.
right? And when Mike sends me a book, it's always signed on the inside. I love that. He remembered that, you know. And not only that, but I mean, I've told this story too a whole bunch of times. When I started doing this, the first person to ever hit me up and say, "Here's my phone number, Pops, call me," was Mike Barron. You know, he was the first person that took it from impersonal internet to actual, interaction on a fucking telephone like we used to, right? You know,
Like gentlemen.
yeah. I mean, he was the first person that did that, and that you guys don't know how much that meant to me, right there. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
who was I?
Well, I'm old school. I don't even read text. People are always saying, "Didn't you get my text?" I say, well, I don't know.
See, that's why I text Ann. If I don't think he got it, then I'll hit Anna. Hey, yo, did I get this? Did he put this on his calendar? No. These guys are, Mike, you're top notch, bro. There's no they got that comic book kings thing, but really you're like a level above that. And I'm
You're too kind. They're very nice to have me on.
Oh yeah, I know, but I mean they should be on your show.
Yeah, if I knew how to do it, I'd have a show. But I probably wouldn't be able to stay up for it. Yeah,
You can make them. You can
Chuck.
always make them come out at a civilized time, you know.
Chuck
Probably.
Dixon, he's got like a new show up every night or something, and
Yeah.
I don't know. And he's writing all these books, and I'm always messaging him saying, "Chuck, stop!
Yeah.
You're writing too fast."
Yeah.
I'd really like to get Chuck on my show one of these days too.
I'll mention it to him.
That's one person I haven't got to interview yet. He told me to send him an email. I did, and I never got a response.
He was probably just really busy at the
He
time.
probably has an email box full of people like me going, "Hey man, can I be in your show?" Or could you
Jeff,
come
are
on
you
my show?"
anywhere near Orlando?
Semi, a little bit.
I'm going to be at MegaCon in May.
Cool.
in Florida?
Yeah,
Going back to Florida?
yeah. I'll give you a
Yeah.
holler. Maybe we can get together.
We're as a Floridian, we're trying to kick Mike out of Florida for his
For
Florida
my
man comic.
scoreless novels.
Well, see, I'm one of them people that does local cons in Indiana and Michigan.
Yeah.
Whichever one I'm in, Scott Rosema's always trying to kick me out and make me go back to the other one.
That's funny.
But yeah, I like to go to cons and interview people live on the floor. I do what I do when I go to a live con. I walk around, I network with people, I get their info, I ask them if they want to do a short interview, tell them about the madness, come out here and promote your stuff. And, I mean, for me, a con now is work.
Yeah. Oh,
Chip, if we're intruding on your weekend, it just occurred to me we can just do a live broadcast on Facebook. That even I know how to do.
You?
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Well, It's fine. No, I can show him how to sign in.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Well, Pops, do you have any advice for other people who want to do like you do with promoting other indie people? Yeah.
To be a promoter, look, you first off, you have to be prepared for they're not going to like everybody you promote.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared for that. And you have to be able to, stand on that fence, even if you're like I align with CG, but that doesn't mean you have to be CG to be on my show. I will promote anybody who's cool. Okay? If you're cool to people, I don't care. I will promote you because comics is comics. It's supposed to be fun. If you're having fun, come on out. We'll have fun. I don't like the negative. I don't believe that the drama streams, they might build your channel, but eventually that's all the people are going to be looking for on your channel. And if you're promoting somebody, they're not going to pay no attention because they're or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've strictly kept my channel to promoting comics. If you want to promote comics, do that. Don't get involved in all that other crap.
Yeah.
That's the best advice I can give everybody. If you're going to do this, promote comics, not the culture fad of the day, not the news, not, who's beeping who. Don't get involved in none of that. Just promote comics. And, our channel, the YouTube channel, we got 16 months since I really started working on it. We're getting there. Over 600 subs, and the Facebook group is big. The Twitter keeps growing. So I got to the point where now the Instagram lets you post from a computer. I even post promo cards on Instagram now. As long as they make it easy on us old guys to figure out, we'll do it. We'll do it. As far as broadcasting on Facebook, I have to do it through StreamYard, or even they frustrate me.
Yeah.
Their studio is frustrating to figure out. It's like StreamYard's easy. You pop in here, everything's right there in front of you, how to share the screen, how to turn off mics. It's all right here.
Yeah.
For me, it's been the easiest. If it wasn't for StreamYard, I wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
None of us would.
It's very user friendly, like he's saying. Yeah. For anybody that's interested in doing stuff, we definitely recommend StreamYard.
I mean, if you are an editor and you know how to do all that stuff, then I'm sure OBS and all those are probably more your. Right. But if you're new and old and don't know that much about this kind of stuff, StreamYard is the easiest one to use.
If you're new and old?
New and old.
If you're new at it.
I meant what I said. I meant what I said. Write that in a book, Mike.
If you're new and old, we have a place for you.
He was streamlining like a good comic book writer would.
Yeah, you got to. I make up words, too. Be careful, because, But no, you guys, it's all about, I beat a dead horse with have fun, but my God, have fun with this. It's comic books, man.
Yeah.
If you're not having fun, go find another hobby. Let the rest of us have fun without all the grief. Serious business. Have fun. Show off what everybody's doing. I know people that actually back books that they don't particularly like the concept of, because they support the industry, right? Because they support people. And I read, I back that one, never even looked at it. I hear that all the time. Yeah. But it was because your presentation was fun. It was because you sold them on good presentation. What you did got their attention. They backed your book, even if it wasn't their cup of tea.
Right.
So presentation and having fun and fan interaction and all that is a huge part.
Both Schindler and Pope Alexander VI say that presentation is everything.
Yes. Do you know the band Creed, right? Scott Stapp, the singer, the band Creed.
Oh,
Mike
sure.
might.
I know of them.
Yeah. Okay. Not somebody I cared a whit about, right? I mean, they had some semi-okay songs that you heard on the radio, but
right.
Not cared about, right? Till they did the Super Bowl show. the halftime show at the Super Bowl. And that dude's stage presence blew me away. That was like almost Freddie Mercury-esque stage presence, right? And it was like, okay, now I'm paying attention to these guys. Presentation is everything. You know, come out, have fun, do the best you can. These are comic fans. Comic fans want to be entertained. Comic fans want to have fun. Come out and have fun. And I appreciate you guys giving me this time as a promoter and now a, you know, I mean, it's still, for me, the campaign is still promoting. I'm talking about 25,
Pleasure, Pops.
you know, it's still promoting, man. The campaign is just about promoting. I talk about all these guys. I'm showing off their art. I'm showing off their skills. And some of these guys got mad freaking skills. Rich Parada sketch cards, Tank Ferret sketch cards. Tank Ferret put a cover out for us that was so good that I couldn't make it a variant. I have to put it on the back of every freaking book.
Nice.
It was that good. It was like, I can't put this on just a few books. This has to be on every book. That's the kind of talent that we have in this campaign. And, you know, for me, it's just an easy way to promote all 28 of them or however many there are. I got them all in one place. It's easy, you know. And the stories are good, y'all. You got Glenn Fleming doing a Hatch CRoM crossover. Hatch lives on an asteroid by himself. He's never interacted with anybody in the 3-4 decades that Glenn has been drawing this cartoon strip. And he's doing a CRoM crossover. So I told him, I said, I don't even want to see it. I don't want to see the art. I don't want to see the script. You send that straight off to the boys so they can do the files and the book and all that. I don't want to know. I'll read that when I open the proof.
Nice.
And I have the book in my hand, you know. So I did the same thing with a couple of them. I don't want to know. I'll read it when I get it because I trust them and I know they're gonna do really good. You know, I'm a fan.
Thank you, Pops.
Yeah, thank you for being on. Is there a favorite way for people to contact you? Do you like Facebook more than other ways?
Well, I like everybody to join the madness, obviously.
Yeah.
Join the comic-related madness because that's where everything I do originates out of.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a new YouTube channel and you're not subscribed to Comic Talk with Pops Van Zant, everything I do goes through the YouTube channel. So, you know, and if you're one of the Twitter people, Madness Comic right here. Madness Comic on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, cool. I mean, I back up everything, every show I do, I back up and I put on Rumble, also Comic Talk with Pops Van Zant, so that just in case YouTube kicks me in the butt, all my content will still be safe and you'll be able to see it all.
Cool. Well,
have fun.
Yeah. Have fun. That's good advice.
You will.
And I know we got to let Mike go because he's got another show to do.
Tell Brian hi. Tell Brian I said hi.
I will.
All right, man.
We'll see you later.